think this is esports? You think esports? This is FTC!
Welcome, guys, to Frosty Faustings 2020, the 12th edition of this tournament in beautiful Midwest. I'm so glad to be back here, but more
beautiful.
I love this place, man.
It's cold. My God, do you see me wearing
this
a
man
coat
from
indoors
New
right
York,
now?
the one, the only, the legend himself, Mr. Team Spooky. How's it
What's
going,
good,
sir?
Sammy? Dude, I'm feeling great right now. I'm super excited because we're here at Frosty, first event of the day, and you know this tournament. It's legendary for Guilty Gear.
Absolutely.
Really one of the best Guilty Gear tournaments that you could find here in US of A. And we're going to start with Guilty Gear teams where we're going to find lots of great players, including Teresa, who we happen to know his team is in this pool that we're going to start with. So super excited. How about you?
Dude, I'm looking forward to it. And I have a lot of love for this tournament because it put Guilty Gear in the forefront. If you guys don't know, that is the game that I grew up with. I've played every single Guilty Gear from when I was a kid all the way up until, you know, right now. And it was never about, you know, the competition. It was just the game spoke to me
it's so
in such
fun.
a big way.
It was one of the first real anime fighters that people took seriously competitively. It's got such a beautiful look. It really looks straight up like a cartoon. And then there's so many varied characters and strategies that you can choose. And you know, Exeter at this point has been out for quite a while. We even know that Guilty Gear Strive is coming. In fact, there's a demo here that's showing it all. The line's omega long. If you want to see, just check out my Twitter. They had to set up like a convention where you tape it around and you go around in a circle because that's how many people are lining up to play the game. It's insane. So having said that, Exeter has been out for a little while now. We've been playing for a bit, and really they started to really master the strategy of their characters. So this is, for me, one of the most fun times to watch a Guilty Gear game because what everybody does is just out of this world.
Yeah, and when you get to this point in tournaments and like in the lifespan of the game, pretty much everybody's figured out like all the strengths and weaknesses of characters, and so you really get into the nitty-gritty of all the strategy and all of that. So I'm really looking forward to this. Like I said, this is one of the few tournaments that puts Guilty Gear on the forefront. That's what I love about the Midwest, man. This part of the country has always had such a strong Guilty Gear scene, and it's just absolutely historic. And every time you come to the Midwest, whether it's Combo Breaker, whether it's going to be Frosty Faustings, you know there's going to be a huge Guilty Gear presence
I
here.
hope to see Elvin Shadow do good here. Anyway, I think we do have a match lined up already. Hopefully you guys are ready to see it. And it's going to be from Rev2 teams. We already have Miz versus Diamond Dust lined up. I know that Miz is teamed with Sway, the homie from New York area, who happens to handle a lot of the Team Stickbug events that we have. So she's certainly going to have a lot of experience as well if she plays against him at all, which I'm sure that they get to play a lot. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one of the things that's interesting about the Waseda style is just how you go in as the first person versus the second person. Second person obviously gets to have a lot more information, whether they win or lose. Just be able to go in. So the first game is important. You try to give your team the best possible opportunity to give your second player the information that they need to beat the first player.
Yes. Anyway, so because Waseda style, it's player A versus player A, player B versus player B, and then if each guy wins, then they face off. We'll see how this first match goes. We got Jacko. Look at that smile.
Dude.
By the way, I gotta say, Diamond and Dust's suit looks really awesome.
Yeah,
he came well dressed.
Come here for business. So playing Sin versus Jacko, this is kind of a rough matchup for Jacko just because she really has to struggle with the big normal that Sin has. And Sin doesn't have to commit to killing houses. He does it from so far away.
This is a good start for Jacko, though.
Yeah, while the houses are off screen, they can level up without having to worry about Sin hitting them. There you go. Trying to extend those block strings, gets tripped up. 5D, gets the overhead, and just wasting as much time as possible. If you haven't seen a lot of this character at high level, this character is really all about wasting time, getting those houses to level up, and then getting these minions out and trying to just overwhelm your opponent.
Yeah, Sid's strategy is much simpler. He's kind of a well-rounded guy, but his main thing is that his damage factor is always really strong. So especially even when he that's a nice, good burst. I was going to say that as long as he can find a way to land a hit, he can always come back.
Yeah, and there it is, the reversal. It's going to take it. First round goes to Miz.
All or nothing.
Lots of trades early on. Who do you play now, by the way, Sammy?
I play a lot of Jam nowadays.
Okay, I see.
I used to play, or I still do. I still play main Kai, but I decided I wanted to play a character that's like vastly, utterly different from that character, just as a change of pace.
Yeah, Kai's always been kind of well-rounded, but with Jam, It's good fun to pressure and get your throw combos, really ham it up on
I
them.
learned a lot from playing that character because she's way different. Like, you go from a character that's like good at keeping people out, usually good at, you know, making it difficult for people to get offense on you, to a character that literally just has to throw caution to the wind and just go in all the time, just find that right moment and just take that momentum and constantly go with it. So it's a very different character.
Almost. I like what Liz is trying to do here with spacing. Oh, there we go. Nice slow combo. Connect. She's running out of food meter a little bit.
There you go. Finds the time for it.
Oh, big jump in.
Not
enough for the kill.
A little bit too far to combo. This is going to be so hard to date.
I was going to say very smart. Use some of that meter.
Oh, the Aegis! Negates the projectiles.
right through.
Dude, that was so smart. They explode. Oh.
That was so close. What a round.
Duel 3. Keep on rocking.
Good slide.
Yeah, this is the perfect situation, but tried to go up with that wake up 5D.
Yeah, one thing that seems pretty annoying for Jack on this matchup is that it seems like Miz can just kind of go for slide like that, and there's not really a lot she can do about it even if she blocks the slide.
And it's perfect because it also hits the houses too, right?
Yeah,
it's a safe move that moves forward, and as long as it's not going to get just defended, she's going to be fine moving forward with it.
Oh, nice setup. Full combo.
Spit down. Oh, try to get the combo off it. Nice tech trap once again. This time FDing on the way down.
No cancel.
Yeah, this is really bad situation. Nice!
GG.
It's got a black beat, but no big deal. That is the first game going to Diamond Dust.
Yeah, but that was still great by Miz. A lot of information definitely gained there for Sway and the rest of the team. Man, that suit is fire. He came dressed like an anime character.
For business. Came here for business. I'm always really surprised when people like come that well dressed, because
I need to step my game up after looking at
I come in sweats. I'm trying to be comfortable as possible, looking like a bum.
Oh man.
I come here for business. Speaking of business, other side of Sway, we have the man himself, Mr. Sarv.
All right. Team IRS. I wonder why they call it IRS.
I'm sure it stands for something that
Money in the bank.
is, yeah. But yeah, so speaking of Jam, we have a Jam player coming up. Mr. Sway, one of the better ones we have here in the United States, playing her pretty much since she came out.
Yeah, New York likes to play rushdown characters. New York / New Jersey area. I noticed that. Like Sway with the Jam. We have Marlon Paz that he's been playing a lot Eno. And before that, he was known as Eddie with Sai Sato, which he can be well-rounded. But let's be real, he's rushing you down with a Jam most of the time, right?
Yep.
So, yeah, even Manny. You know, like
Manny on the Raven.
Super rushdown style as well. So
absolutely. Yeah, those dudes holding it down for New York. Yeah, I mean, when I was first learning how to play Jam, because she's definitely, like, Kai is the very first fighting game character I ever played. So a lot of my like ideas and my style has come from playing that character. And so when you play Jam, Jam is a vastly different character.
Yeah.
In my head, I feel like when I play Kai, I can like sort of plan ahead. When Jam, I've realized that you actually have to plan ahead of time. If you're planning to do something while it's happening, you're already too late.
Yeah, some people are really good with momentum plays like that.
Right.
But no, generally it's not like you're not doing that with Kai, right? But you know, with Kai, you have a lot of safe traps that you can kind of use to establish pressure until you figure out what you want to do next.
Yeah.
With Jam, it's not really like that. You have to always be flexible and always be thinking, okay, I need to watch out for this. How much speed do they have? Can they green guard my potential unblockable? All these things really make a big difference in which pressure pattern you should go for against the opponent.
Right, and so I guess if you want to make it like a lot simpler, Kai can play really reactively and play that very well, while Jam has to play proactively.
Yes.
She has to move forward and constantly put pressure on the opponent.
Situations. So far, Sway has been very good about doing that, but this matchup is an explosive style of matchup. Both characters, Chip especially, super low health, but both characters don't have a lot of health. They tend to rush down really quickly. They have great combos that lead directly into Oki most of the time. So it's once one person gains momentum and starts flowing like this, it can be hard for the other person to come back.
Especially when Jam starts getting a card, load up the second one, goes up for the wake-up burst. Doesn't want to be in that pressure.
Still has momentum. Nice cancel as well.
There you go. I'll try to extend the combo. Yeah.
Nice. Double puff. Okay, good tech.
Got to think that
Good
was an
reset
input
too.
error.
All right. So 1-1 is going to be the score now. Sway taking that one over Sarvitz.
So it'll be interesting. So this is the difference between the two characters that Overcooked play, right? There is the long-range character that is Sin that can hit houses really easily, and then there's a character like Jam. And like the two ways that people have to play against a character like Jacko is either A, you have to rush that character down so hard that she never has time to set up houses, or you have to constantly break houses and then move forward slowly and sort of never let her get that momentum. So it's really hard for a character like Jam where she might have to sort of navigate buttons and other characters.
So I feel you on that, right?
Yeah.
But to me, because they're in a single game situation, you know, someone like a Jacko player, the more information they have, the better they get in the match. They learn how to use their house setups better, and they get an idea of when their throws will land and things like that, right?
Yeah.
But when it's a single game like this and you're fighting a rush down Jam, you can get
hard.
coordinated down really fast, and you can just get wrong on trying to anti-air one time with your 6P, and like GG, it's terrible for you once that happens. So I think this situation actually favors Sway a little bit, but we'll see what happens.
No, that's a good point. Rushdown characters definitely do slightly better in first-to-one situations. Makes it more difficult to make a read of how your opponent's going to approach the offense. So that proactive play that we were talking about is just slightly better. I like the spacing there.
Wake up throw. Those that Guilty Gear are super fast. You always have to beware of getting too close to the opponent on their wake up, especially without immediate. No combo there.
There's counter hit. Tried to get up in the air with him. YRC, nice bait. Just gonna go for the knockdown here. Plus frames.
Actually hit even better.
A little bit too high on the air normal. Goes for the OTG setup once again. Wasting some of that time. Second house set. And this is where you want to be.
Sway's just trying to fight his way out of it with pokes.
Yeah, and since all of the minions disappear on hit, he's just looking for anything. A trade, super to waste more time, put him in plus frames as well.
Burst out. Okay, you escaped the corner. Those houses are still there. Working him back.
Still leveling up too. And he's just keeping that block string up. 5D goes for the overhead.
That one was so hard to see because all the houses were in the way.
Yeah, and she comes from underneath you, so it's kind of hard to react to. You have to use your knowledge on that one.
Okay, good escape.
Yeah, those houses are almost level 3, so this is going to be a real difficult. Oh no, the trade! And he's far away from the houses. Use the overhead, and Sway takes that back.
That was close. That was the first round?
Yeah, he had to use all of his defensive opportunities there to get out of there.
Well to escape.
Yeah. Got the burst to hit, got the dead angle to hit.
Thank you for reminding me that's called dead angle. I was about to call it alpha count. I was like, man, I hate calling it the generic name.
Just a big nerd. I have to call things by their names.
Yeah. It sounds way more awesome. It fits the theme of the game Guilty Gear. Dead angle attack.
One of the things about Guilty Gear.
Yep.
Knockdown, set the card. There you go.
Those overheads are really hard to deal with because her air dash is very quick.
Right. So, I mean, very generically, usually Jam goes for some sort of block string to start the pressure. It's just about when she's going to put that mix-up into her game.
Yeah, and then you can also fake them out by doing something like a late 2D to catch them low instead.
Oh, no punish.
Uppercut.
There are 2-3 level 3 houses, though. It's going to be really difficult for Jam if she doesn't find the hit.
Yeah, Sway trying to force his way. Nice toss. That was great.
Oh, it's a little raw capture, and he's going to get the combo off it because of the minions. There you go, all tied up.
Man, I can't believe this is the first match, dude.
Dude, it feels like it doesn't even feel like a best of 1. It feels like a 2 out of 3. It's just this one alone.
So crazy, all right. Good blocks. Nice defensive throw. Full combo.
They're just going to let him recover in the air and try to find him on the way down. Yeah,
he's getting some of those seals stocked up. He's got the max.
Yeah, max Ryujin, so you can't hold house from far away. If he ever holds house and runs forward with it, he's just going to eat a Ryujin. Switch it up though. Nice, goes low.
Yes.
With those houses off screen, they're leveling up. That's a big problem. It's the reason why Sway lost that round. He spent it.
He did find a combo though.
In the air, though.
So close right now. Sway does have a burst. Diamond Dust does not. He might need to spend that burst. Yes, he does.
There it is. Plus frames moving forward. Once again, nice.
Uppercut. Still not enough. He spent a lot of meter there in that purple cancel.
Catches him out of the tech.
Dust.
There you go.
Dude, that was a sick first match.
Yeah,
My goodness.
A lot of what I was mentioning earlier, right? That the character Jam, she kind of struggles on killing the houses, unlike Sin. So if he ever gets started, it was just going to be a downhill spiral.
And that's true, and he did start to figure it out. He had really good corner pressure, too. Even that first round where Sway came back, you know, Sway spent everything. Like you said, he had to spend burst, he had to alpha counter out, dead angle attack out, and do all these things just to come back in that round versus by the second and third round, you know, his house setups were getting a lot cleaner, and he was picking up the houses and having some fun, trying to fight the right angles to toss them around. Really well played.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where it's like the character like Sid, he has long normals, he has the ability to hit them from wherever, but Jam really has to sort of pressure constantly.
Different type of matchup, you're right.
Yeah,
and you can try to go for things like the puff balls or, you know, the dragon kick that he went for once that didn't land and things like that to try to catch him out there. But, you know, if you're careful, like Diamond Dust tries to be there, you can sometimes avoid that type of thing.
Yeah. So, I mean, good stuff. I mean, it's what's it called? Winners and losers for it's regular brackets. Not so. Dropping down the losers, Diamond Dust moving on, or IRS in general.
All right, so we're going to have the next match momentarily. We already have some of the players lined up. It's the Watch This Gang versus Fish Fry Friday. I have no idea what either of these names mean. If someone out there gets the meme, let us know. All right,
Unlimited Fish Fry Friday. I'm sure I said something bad just now.
Unlimited Fish Fry Friday. Uh-oh, Mohawk Mike has the Mohawk. Watch out, guys. Watch out, everybody. Anyway, so we have JC versus Triad first match, and JC is jumping out immediately with these big Dragon Cannon combos, and that was free. I don't even understand what just happened, but it's awesome to see some biking.
Oh yeah, I love this character. She does a ton of damage in the corner, and that's really where you want to get to. A lot of her combos are designed in mid-screen to get you, push you towards the corner where she can really get a reward. But in the meantime, you're really struggling in the neutral here, trying to find this hit. You kind of have to play defensive until you get that knockdown.
Seems like our player here, Triad, might be a little tiny bit outmatched by what we're seeing here from JC, because actually this is looking pretty sick from his biking. He tried to lay a mat there to get over the fireball. Okay, no bond to burst.
Gets knocked down to the corner.
RC. He tried to extend with a mat, I want to assume there.
All right, he's got meter though. YRC. Cut him out of the air. Can he pick it up? Almost.
Almost. Man, that got so close.
That's close. That was close.
All right.
This character's so sick. I love Viking.
I think she's awesome as well. She wasn't really that popular when she was first released.
Yeah,
so
she was kind of weak in the first release of the game, in all honesty.
Yeah, it makes it a little hard to unfortunately, what happens when a character gets released later in the life of a game like that, and then they start off a little bit weak, is that you don't have that years of back now. Let's say you're just trying to get into it, right? You don't have like that years of like, well, how can I learn biking? You have to like do something crazy, like, well, let me go look at like reload biking or something that doesn't necessarily even apply to the game you're playing, right?
No.
So that makes it tough when trying to learn her.
It's hard because she's pretty different. She went from a character that used guard cancels to a character that sort of had like a guard cancel stance, and it's used very differently from her older versions. It's not like a character like Soul where you can kind of look back a little bit and try to see how that character played, or Kai. Like, although Kai's tools are a little bit different, he plays generally the same.
He even has like the uppercut loops like he used to have, and things like this, you know. So.
But like characters like Viking kind of changed a lot because of that sort of stance.
All right, so now we have Sweet Jam versus AHG. He better play Jam if his name is Sweet Jam. Otherwise, I'm going to be a little worried.
No, Sweet Jam does definitely play Jam.
Okay.
He's pretty good too.
All right, nice.
He's definitely one of the more notable Jam players we have in the United States.
Okay. This is another fun matchup, I think. A Jam versus May.
May, dude, this character. So speaking about characters that got changed a lot, May went from a character that sort of rushed you down a lot and just tried to put buttons in your face and look for counter hits to a character that kind of wanted to set up actually a little bit more because she got the Otter Ball. Her normals changed a little bit to sort of fit that a little bit.
It makes me think of the old Mei style a little bit more, where you would try to get silly with the dolphins sometimes,
exactly.
and stuff like that. That being said, though, her damage output is still among the best.
It's absurd. And
That was
that was a regular combo into a setup in the corner,
and then you get the guaranteed knockdown because somebody decided that she needed Jack's. Sorry, I said Jack. Johnny's. I'm thinking of too much Tekken, my friend. I'm sorry. Forgive me, stream. Oh,
no big deal. But yeah, I mean, this. What I mean to say is, I think this character is absurd, but
yes.
she is a high execution character now, and that's not only just the combos; it's also the setups as well. Almost everything she does is not only button but also timing based.
Oh, nice bait. That was sick. Not much damage, though, on the punish.
There you go. Nice reset pressure with the 2H hit. Finds the overhead. Pick it up. Nice timing on the burst, right with the Ryujin hits.
Good blocks. Man.
There you go.
Range.
There you go. I think Mei is really good, but there is what I mean to say is what previously is that the change in style for this character from AC to Xrd kind of I think turned some people off on the character.
Maybe you know, sometimes you're used to your character playing a certain way, and you have to change your style to kind of match that character's new techniques or how their frame data has changed or whatever else, right? And sometimes that doesn't vibe with everyone, and they decide, hey, I need to play someone else instead.
Nice goes for the charge that time.
Okay.
Ooh, nice defense.
Wow.
Stayed on the same side.
All right, we've gotten all the news from all our great friends here that have helped us out the tournament. Frosty Faustings.
Oh no!
That's the worst. I can't believe that still happens.
Oh man, the ghost of Doran stays with us forever and always.
Man, I don't understand. Please, Arxis, design the super to combo correctly every time. It must happen.
There you go. Cuts the combo a little bit early
nice.
to reach the ground. Tried to pick it up. That was close. JS has a lot of hits done.
Nice parry. That's a unique mechanic for Gem. She gets those cool parries. Oh, combo. He's spending a lot of meter on those green guards.
Does crank your guard a little bit more though, so this is risky. But Sweet Jam trying to control the space in front of Mei, not let her out. Just fantastic movement with the Dolphins. Oh, he counter hit!
Full combo. The pop. No, drops.
YRC to make sure that he wasn't going to get punished.
No combo again.
Oh, wake up, parry! Can't be doing that. Sweet X Jam gonna take it. Good stuff. And speaking of this character's offense and defense kind of changed too, because she got the parry follow-ups now from instead of the older version. In AC in previous versions, her mechanic was the parry, but it didn't have a follow-up.
No,
so
it was just like you parried and like your frame data was better, but you didn't necessarily always get something guaranteed depending on what they were trying to do. With this, situationally, you get some better stuff, which is nice. Anyway, it was cool to see a lot of Jam because sometimes we don't get to see that
really
character
like
too
this
much.
character. She's a lot of fun to play.
Yeah.
And
so one thing that's really awesome about her is that if you're the type of guy that likes, you like your things that some guys are just amazing at reactions, right? Well, Jam is really good at having unreactable things. Like there's the basic overhead dragon kick that's unreactable, and she has some of the instant setups too, where you jump late with a button and then you instant jump at the last one and you make something happen with it. So if you're that type of guy where you just want to you want to make yourself unblockable against guys with good defense, then Jam is excellent for that.
Yeah, and she's one of those characters that plays against your own anticipation because she has a lot of highs and lows. So a lot of her lows are incredibly fast, unseeable, and unreactable. A lot of her overheads maybe slightly slow because they have to go in the air first for the most part. Dive kick doesn't reward too much after RC, but that is her least rewarding overhead for the most part. So it's really all about trying to make them look high, hit low, or vice versa.
Yeah. Weakness is that she's got like stubby limbs. She doesn't really have like long range buttons or
which
anything
is weird
like that.
for this game, right? A lot of characters, they have weapons, so they have long normals.
Yeah, she's not really that style. You got to get close. All right, speaking of long range, we have Axel. Love this character up against Slayer.
Axel versus Slayer. This matchup we actually get to see quite a bit in SoCal because we have a lot of Axel players and a lot of Slayer players. So it is really all about just trying to get into that range out of Rensengeki. Just find that perfect timing to backdash cancel.
Slaxel 2, Okizeme is dead versus our Lord and Savior 6P. Actually, 6P is just generally pretty good.
6P is very good.
Full combo. He tried to extend it.
Yeah, look. Seems like the Slayer player knows a little bit about how the matchup works. It's just a difficult matchup. One of the things you'll see early on is that this character actually gets a lot more from Axel. This character actually gets a lot more damage from hitting people out of the air than on the ground. So you want them to sort of hit your tech traps, and one of the ways that you avoid that is actually just not teching in the air. However, for a character like Slayer, that means that you're on the ground and you're farther away from Axel once again, so it's kind of like a lose-lose situation. You just have to make good reads on whether the character wants to go for a tech trap or not.
I feel like he's not utilizing some tools that might help him a bit, like Pow Bunker would probably be pretty good.
You just have to find the perfect time to do it, and I think it is risky.
There you go.
Like right there.
Okay, good block.
There you go. Try to pick up off the Red Sengeki.
Low.
And you see he's going to all these, makes it so difficult for him to actually get anything off. He has to get a lot of little combos, but as long as Slayer is knocked down, it's really easy for him to deal with it. Yeah, just
That's
Rensen YRC over and over.
all right. Mecha Alex looking very good there. Really sticking to the basics.
It's hard, man. Yeah, you have to make tough reads in that matchup. You have to throw caution to the wind. It's kind of weird. You have to think a little bit less and sort of brute force your way in, and then just use Axel or Slayer's strengths once you get in. Just blow that character up as soon as you get the opportunity.
It's got the anime Illuminati shit. Too bad Juna's not here.
Yeah, shout outs to the homie himself, Chiuna, holding it down.
I haven't seen him in a while. Hopefully I get to see him. We have Evo Japan coming up soon, guys,
sir.
of course.
Really
FGC.
looking forward to it.
It's freaking January. Why is there so much stuff happening already?
We're already revving up, man. All the tours ended, and now all the tournaments are starting.
It's like, oh, okay, it's time to start over, guys. Hope you're ready.
There's like
really
this
not.
like 3-4 month gap now between all the tours ending and about like December-ish, right? Like January starts and all the tours are on off season until like maybe March or August, right? And in that time, we still have Frosty, we still have Evo Japan, we're still gonna have Dragon Ball Finals. We're gonna have NCR.
Yep, and everything and their mama has a tour now. It's crazy.
Yep.
There's like Tekken tour and Soul Calibur tour and
I just mean that like there's no
all over
break
the place.
anymore.
It never stops.
And there's no break anymore. Used to be the break used to be after Evo. That's long gone. No breaks after tours.
Sometimes you gotta remember to have fun playing fighting games,
Oh
guys.
yeah, absolutely.
It's hard for me. I forget sometimes too.
I mean, you know, when you love something this much, you take it seriously. But man, isn't this like just the coolest thing?
Definitely.
Like, man, I'm talking about fighting games right now. This is so sick.
Definitely. All right, so we have on Team Okizeme is dead. We have Slayer versus Ino from our Lord and Savior. It's a Zeppolet versus Novanox. Hopefully I got those right.
Yeah, so this is actually a slightly hard combo matchup for Ino to navigate because of the backdash cancel. She sort of has to change her Oki a little bit, and it's all about the timing once she gets the knockdown. And then on the other side, you have a character like Slayer who just explodes characters with low stun.
He's got really, really great damage too as well.
Wow, just nothing after crosswise heal. Just let him get away with it. Plus frames, there you go. Pick it up, yes. Yeah, so this is a very scary matchup for Ino because she's one counter hit away from being stunned.
Something terrible happening basically every time. We could always get a random danger time too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I haven't seen one just yet.
Nice.
There you go, the Mappa disrespected the frames. I like it.
Big trade off the pop
so
bunker.
lucky to trade, but he gets Oki afterwards.
Burst. That's tough.
Yep. And you see the stun right there. This character has one of the lowest stuns in the game, so the characterless Slayer to just do few big hits in their combos are frightening for her.
Yep, the move up. Danger time.
Oh, there it is.
Oh my god. She
Let me see the mortal combo.
Uh-oh.
There it is. There it is.
No. Okay, another combo opportunity. She's getting close to stunned, actually.
No, yeah. This is bad. This is bad. If this doesn't stun, the next hit will.
Nice fade.
There it is.
That was sick. That definitely looked like an overhead was coming.
That's how this character is played. Just gotta make people think high, go low, vice versa. Strike throw setups. Yeah.
Anyway, I hope that you guys are having fun so far here with the homies on BG Callisto channel. Make sure to give them a follow, of course, if you guys are having fun here. Frosty Faustings 2020 edition. I don't even know how many years it's been at this point. But
12th. This is the 12th one.
Yep. Holy crap.
This is 12th one.
My God, that's a lot of Frosty Faustings.
I actually can't believe how big this tournament is now. Because this used to be the small Guilty Gear tournament. All right, this used to be just like Bozak and Midwest friends just coming together.
Just say we're gonna have a Guilty Gear tournament. I came once because they were like, "Hey, should we do Melty Blood on the side?" And I was like, "I'm coming." That was a good year, actually. I don't even remember what year that was, but that was a lot of fun. And yeah, dude, they really embrace anime, and you can tell too because even the official support of the creators of the game here. We have Grand Blue Fantasy Versus in the house, of course, with XE Games coming to show it off. Thank you, Side Games, for making that happen.
Dude.
We also have the homies here showing off Guilty Gear Strive. The lines are going out the door, basically, for people to play the game. So it's amazing to see a community thing just get to the point where even the official guys have to look at it and say, hey, this is amazing. We just want to be a part of it along with everyone else.
It's kind of wild to say that, like, we've gotten to the point in fighting games where we can have tournaments that have a focus in one way or another, and they still exist to this day. It used to be that all tournaments used to have like a general focus on fighting games, and you know, every tournament has Street Fighter and Marvel and all of that. Now you can go to a tournament, and this is where all the strongest anime Air Dasher players show up.
Definitely. So I'm sure you guys are really excited because you can probably tell if you're familiar with Guilty Gear, but we have Teresa playing here from Japan on Team Where Is Dev up against from Team RuneScape Naruto. I like the name. Doc Bach.
Yeah, currently getting mauled by a character, just extremely fast normals, huge damage.
She also gets special combos on Potemkin because he's a heavyweight.
Yeah, Jam's very character specific, so the people that play Jam have to know how to do all the different combos for different sizes, different weights. There's a lot that is involved with her.
Nice backdash to escape. He's definitely familiar with this style of matchup.
Oh yeah.
No surprise, it's Teresa, of course, long term.
Keeps the pressure up.
That was hard to see.
Yep.
That standing kick of Jam is a standing low. Really annoying. Really good.
Yeah, super fast, standing low. He has much less recovery frames than normal standing kicks do.
Oh,
nice.
Sick.
Hammerfall, techs out of the air.
He tried to 6P, I think.
Goes for the charge card again.
Okay, instant blocks. He's trying to escape, but the overhead was too fast.
Oh, he had the right idea, maybe slightly slow in the reaction.
Yeah, he has some good reads. He's just a little late. There, he tried to 6P again, I'm pretty sure.
There you go. Potemkin specific combo on the air dash cancel. There you go.
Let's go. Give me my combo. Okay, burst out. He didn't want to see it. They're both in guts. Burst again. Actually, he might live because of the Hellfire.
No,
very
not
smart.
Hellfire.
So when you're in guts, normally there's special damage scaling because you're in the guts mode. You can tell because your life bar is red. However, if you super the opponent, there's a special condition called Hellfire. Do you have to be in red health for that? I forgot.
You have to be blinking health for it. Yes.
So when you land Hellfire, there's no gut scaling for your super, which means you can use to finish someone off the way they did. And it's actually very wise to do that versus Potemkin, who has one of the best gut scaling when he's slow health.
It's like a slight comeback mechanic to some degree, but the thing is that it only affects your supers.
I think I like it because it's like a thing that mostly affects close matches.
Right. It doesn't permeate the game in a way that sort of like, you don't say like, oh, this guy came back because of Hellfire. It's like, no, this guy finished it off maybe
he had
because of
super
Hellfire.
available, which means that he utilized his meter well and he used it at the right moment, and he happened to have the right amount of health that was going to happen.
Right. So next up, we have one of the most prolific players in North America. Teaming up with Teresa, we have Peppery Splash. A guy that had recently switched from Johnny to Venom, which was a quite surprising decision for most, because Johnny is absolutely the best character in the game, and then switched to Venom, who is still very good. I think he's one of the best characters in the game as well, but not the best. And he had made his name by being a Johnny player, a high execution character. Character takes a lot of work, and then went to an even higher execution, even more character specific. character.
Maybe he was inspired. Maybe one day he went to the pool hall and he was like, you know, I need to be Venom right now.
But it kind of fits the style a little bit more. This character's this character sort of, you can see his expression a lot more when he plays Venom.
He kind of reminds me of Zato in a way that, you know, with Zato, you almost have like infinite setups that you can do based on your control of the shadow and your understanding how it works along with Break the Law, right? With him, it's the same thing. You can set the balls and there's so many options for, you can teleport to them or you can glitch them and then make the teleport do crazy things. And the angles that you create, you know, are different based on the matchups. Really nice by him, by the way.
Yeah, with the Bishop run out, finishes it off. Yeah, this character is just, I think, one of the coolest characters ever made in fighting games.
He's infinite potential. That's I get why people are so attracted to playing him.
He's a lot of work, though. This character is an investment. You have to, every character interacts with the balls in the setups a little bit differently, so you just put a lot of work into playing this character.
Overhead. Nice, extended combo. That was pretty.
Yeah, that's one of the things. He took his execution prowess from Johnny and put it into this character, and you could see it excel.
All right, and Branch is having a lot of trouble dealing with this defensively in the corner. Mid-screen, that was a great defensive throw. Peppery splash.
There you go. Takes it real cleanly. 2-0 for team Where Is Deb? Where is he? I am not quite sure, but I hope he's doing well.
All right, so that was pretty free, I guess. I mean, that was the first one we saw that was like a completely close match, but that was a quite strong team. Peppery splash
two
and
of the
Teresa
best
together.
players that are going to be at this tournament. Both shoo-ins for top 8 at this tournament in singles. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how they play in singles. A lot of people use this, it's a 2v2 tournament and people want to win it, of course, but it's one of those things where people might be using it for a warm-up or...
Sure, and you know, you have to watch out too, because sometimes like the better players, they'll sandbag a little bit and they'll show you some stuff, but they won't show you all their stuff in case they actually face you in the real tournament.
Yeah, it's a best of one, so, you know, things happen, right? And it's just one of those things where, obviously, the singles tournament, especially at this tournament, is going to be a little bit more... it has a lot of influence on how people, or why people come to this tournament, right? The Guilty Gear singles tournament is the tournament of this weekend. So I just expect a lot of, I expect these guys to go really far. I'm looking forward to it.
Agreed. So up next we have Team Honest Neutral versus Italian Wages. Do I have that right? Oh, Affluent Italian Wages?
Affluent Italian Wages. I don't know what a Wages is.
I don't know either. You got me on that one. Anyway, it should be Red Herb versus Gumi. Red Herb versus Gumi.
Yeah, so actually this is the Honest Neutral team is the SoCal team.
Okay.
We've got Red Herb and Hirsch, I believe, who's also a Venom player.
I think that Kizzy's also here, right?
Kizzy is here, yes, as well. I don't know if he's joined the team tournament, but he is here at least for singles.
All right, anyway, so Faust versus Elfelt. We used to see this matchup a lot early on in the game when these two were probably two of the strongest characters in the game, period. Since then, they've had some like minor nerfs and changes over time, but they're still both quite good characters.
I think Elfelt's probably one of the top 3 characters. She has almost all the tools that she needs to fight any matchup. Faust, however, is a character that needs to get a little bit more creative than he used to. He used to be able to sort of clutch on his normals. Now he has to get a little bit more interesting with how he approaches with something like that. Being able to take the round, especially versus a character like Alpha, who has infinite rage, right? When she goes into Sniper, she can attack any part of the screen. So a character like Faust has to be wary of that.
He's using his tools really well, though. Nice hammer, nice combo too.
Oh no, that hammer hit, so you got to think about the stun. Nice block on the overhead. Just got to weigh this out a little bit.
Good anti-air again with the 5K.
Yeah, this character has 3 or 4 dedicated anti-air, so really hard to get in on.
Yeah, he's also got that weird crouching stance too, so you have to watch out because when he's standing, he's giant, and when he's crouching, he's tricky.
Yeah, he's one of the biggest air hitboxes in the game, and one of the smallest crouching hitbox in the game. So a little. I mean, he's a weird character.
Weird. I mean, by design, right? I mean, he's running around with a bag on his head.
Yeah, one of the weirdest characters. Character that when I was younger I thought was just so unbelievably cool because he had this random aspect around him.
He is pretty random. His storyline even is random, like why he became Faust, and
he became Faust because of he was Dr. Baldhead, and then was one of the best doctors in the world. And then something happened to one of his patients, and it wasn't to any of his own. He thought he
thought it was his fault, basically.
And then it made him go crazy. And then realized in XX that actually there might have been some foul play there.
Too late.
I will talk about Guilty Gear lore all day.
Yeah,
it's a mess.
They spend a lot of time on the little things. One of my favorite things to talk about is with Sin. If you notice, all the inputs for Sin's moves, they match the inputs for Kai's moves, and they all have a similar function.
Yep.
So the overhead for Sin is the same as the overhead for Kai, and the slide for Sin is the same as the slide for Kai, and the beef driver is basically like the charge fireball, essentially.
All right, here we go. We're going to have, I believe this is Hirsch versus ZT. This is a matchup that Hirsch should know. We have very prominent Slayer players down in SoCal like Vero, who he plays a lot with.
That was a sick extended combo, though. It seems like ZT also might be prepared, at least prepared to do some damage. Oh, that was also smart.
And just getting in there, knowing how to play against in this matchup, just never let this Venom breathe. Character fantastic on offense, but absolutely one of the poorest defenses in the game.
He's just rushing down. Anti-air with the 2K. Ready for the burst.
Yeah, OTG burst, though.
That was smart! Who is this masked man? ZT.
YRC tried to get some pressure off that knockdown. Nice backdash.
Okay, defense. Okay, he tried to dash through. This time Hirsch was ready. 5P, full combo. Wow,
whoa,
the fade.
read.
Okay, RC into the dust.
This is going to be close. He's going to need one more, though.
Mix up time.
Helter Skelter, YRC.
Good block.
He's got a chance.
Nice.
Stinger aim, YRC. Going to get him out of the corner.
Okay, ZT bursting out. Wow, oh, because he backdashed.
Yeah. Knew to chase it down, though, with the 5H. It's hard for this character because he is a charge character.
Man, that was really well played by ZT.
Yep. Well done.
All right, so we're going to see Red Herb versus ZT now. Actually, I'm really excited for this match after seeing how the previous two matches went.
Yeah, that was it. I mean, ZT really knew how to play that. You can't let that character have the time of day.
He did not let him breathe. I love how he utilized his meter in the first round. He used one YRC to get the great jump-in angle, and then he used another YRC to try to break up his inputs on wake-up so that he would have trouble dealing with the Oki afterwards. Really nice.
So in this matchup, it's going to be kind of difficult for Slayer. Most matchups are for him. But one good thing about him is that with Slayer, or with Faust's huge air hitbox, the combos are really easy to hit. So it's really all about just using the moves that give you some sort of invincibility, like backdash cancel. You can backdash cancel Mappa if you see like a far S, because that far S, although it has fantastic length, has a lot of recovery on it.
There's certain traps that Faust is not allowed to do on Slayer because of how the backdash and forward dash work.
Yeah, so if you don't know, he has a mechanic called backdash canceling, where every character in this game has some sort of invincibility on his backdash on their backdashes, but he's allowed to cancel it into special moves, and it carries the invincibility into the special move. Sort of similar to roll canceling in CVS2, if you know what that mechanic feels like.
Anyway, it's especially useful in this type of zoner matchup because by adding invincibility to some of his movement, he can make it difficult for Faust to deal with his pressure.
And this is exactly where he needs to be.
Almost had to confirm there.
Yeah, and Faust doesn't have a lot of fast normals, and the fastest normal he has doesn't have a ton of rewards, so he really struggles to get the pressure off him. That's one way to do it. 5D does have some invincibility.
Wake up super. Oh! He was not ready.
There you go. Get out of the way.
He's out of there.
Pick it up.
Very good counter hit combo. 2K.
Doesn't throw item, just mixes up, runs in.
That's a comment.
Oh no!
He's
Armageddon! Bruce Willis!
Oh! Man, this is so close now.
Oh no!
I don't think he wanted that.
I think he wanted item toss and accidentally got a 6P, but he does have some meter. Back stomp. 2H. Unfortunate input error towards the end there. Lost him a lot of momentum.
Okay, early burst. Doesn't want to see it. It's Red Herb once again versus ZT.
There you go. Nice combo to avoid the bomb that was underneath
This time he goes
him.
for the overhead. Oh, that was a sick. Was that a lightweight only combo? That was cool. Lots of meter being spent.
Ooh, using the Danny step to get away from the pogo. I like it, and that's going to be 2.
CT, man. He played really clean that whole set.
Well done. Played against 2 characters that have fantastic normals, characters that normally keep Slayer out pretty well, and really showed his prowess on getting in onto characters that have big buttons.
Agreed. And he was pretty good about being random when he needed to be random and find a way to land big damage early.
Yeah.
And take advantage of the momentum.
One of the things I see a lot of people not do if they're like longtime Guilty Gear players or even longtime Guilty Gear players or early Guilty Gear players is that sometimes what they do is they air dash too much. And one of the things that I saw from him that was really cool, he just did a regular jump.
You know, this is why I have appreciation for like Axel guys and things like this, right? Because, you know, you can play Axel and literally be like, okay, I'm going to press like 5P and 2S, and those are the 2 buttons I'm going to press. And you can really simplify your playstyle, play that way, and have it be effective. And, you know, sometimes with Guilty Gear, a game that you have infinite potential with almost every character, sometimes it's easy to forget that being simple is a very effective playstyle.
Oh, absolutely. Sometimes the simplest, you know, approach is just to do, you know, run forward, just jump forward. Don't have to overcomplicate things. We've got another SoCal team actually showing up. Akito and Dead Spike, I believe, are joining the team. Okay. So another Faust and a Kai player.
All right. They're up against Seiki and KTP, and the team names are 1.5 Asian dudes versus Straight Ballin'. That sounds like something I would say. Yo, New York, straight ballin'. No, just kidding. Anyway. Hopefully this will be another good matchup. Actually, all these matches have been exceptional. It's funny because I was popping off at the start and saying how, oh yeah, you're going to see amazing level of play of Guilty Gear now because these guys are all good. And nope, dang, actually every match was good.
Pretty much everybody who's continuing to play Guilty Gear is people who just will always play Guilty Gear no matter what. It doesn't matter how many people are playing this game. It doesn't matter what tour it's in or it's going to show up at EVO or not. They don't care.
Everybody knows the basics at least of their character and knows the situationals and seems to have good matchup experience as well.
And it's actually funny too because they're seeing a little bit of a resurgence with Guilty Gear 2. There's people like Pat the Flip who are really pushing on, you know, making casuals and online lobbies that are for beginners and learning the game. And it seems like a lot of people are taking to really picking up this game because of how much depth it has. It feels like it rewards you for the time that you put into it.
Yeah, I feel like one thing that we need to master that it doesn't just hurt Guilty Gear, it hurts some of the other games too, right? Is that we have this thing about teaching, right? And it's like, well, how do you teach someone that doesn't know how to play a fighting game to play a fighting game?
Yes.
And it's hard. And, you know, even if the game gives you all the tools, like we say, oh, the game needs to give you the tools, right? That's not necessarily enough. You know, sometimes to make it work. So I do wonder about that a lot. Nice first round by Akito here, by the way, with his Faust.
Yeah, it's especially hard because there's games like Guilty Gear where the online is a little bit different. You know, people are set in lobbies for the most part. You don't just jump into ranked like you do, let's say, like a shooter or like a MOBA or something like that.
You kind of can with Guilty Gear, and you can get some matches in that way, but it's like, I don't know, it's different. It's just not the same somehow. All right, air throw.
There you go, gets the knockdown.
Yeah, Seiki ran it right back after that first round.
Yeah, good stuff. And really, one of the problems in this matchup for Faust is that the balls, he's such a big character that the balls take up more of his space than he can.
Yes.
So he needs to, so when Faust gets in,
he doesn't have like a tricky way to evade them easily either, you know what I mean?
He has to use his when he's crawling on the floor, he can low profile some of the balls, but that's about really slow.
And you know, he has angles that can cover that type of thing, right? So 2K, full combo. Oh, that was sick.
There you go. We're doing the nice combos. Oh, he tried to Dr. Copter. Knockdown. Okay. Dark Angel. Good block on the mix. Still in plus frames. Late cancel. I'm going my way, but didn't hit the floor to cancel the animation.
Okay. He bursts out after getting hit by the low.
Yeah, it's his last chance. Seki is on low health, but he's struggling to find that last hit.
Combo time.
Knockdown. Bishop run out. 2 balls in there, so it's going to extend for a little bit longer.
He can
finds
burst.
the hit. Yes. He has the burst still. Times
So
out the
crazy.
Bishop run out.
He's gaining little by little.
Oh, it
combo after
combos
the
into
paper
it.
bag. You know, sometimes I wonder about what's in the paper bag. You literally toss it
Anything
and it
you
just
want it to be.
explodes, right? Have you ever tried to do that thing where you put poop in a paper bag and you put it on someone's lawn?
You know, I've seen so much like media on that. I haven't seen anybody actually do it.
I wonder about
Because
that.
like I'm not going to be next to anybody who is willing to handle poop and put it into a bag.
Into a bag in the first
or
place.
even just poop straight into the bag. That is.
And then you have to light it on fire after that to make the gimmick work. What happens if they don't get there in time to stomp it out?
Just sticks up the place. Just fiery poop. Come on, man.
Oh man! All right,
People are awful.
So now we have team. I love both these team names actually. Great Fernman Fan Club versus Wacky Pack. Oh,
No,
I'm
we're
sorry,
still-
my bad. I'm
still on-
trying to jump ahead to the next match. I'm sorry, everyone.
No, that one lasted a little bit longer.
Forgive me, guys. I
No,
was
it's
too
all right.
excited talking about what Faust has in his paper bag that he throws at people.
Anything you want it to be. Got May versus Kai. This matchup's a little weird.
Yes.
Both characters have good range. Think of character like May. Her range doesn't extend to just her normals, but also how far you can do Dolphin, right?
Yeah,
And-
I think the main thing that actually makes a difference in this matchup is that his fireball has kind of like the perfect angle that just covers like everything that she tries to do generally. So she has to take to the air a lot more than she usually would, I think.
Right, and Kai has fantastic anti-air, so that's not a problem for him. Just has to pick the right one because of May's air normals are actually all fantastic. They have great hitboxes and very difficult to deal with. So it's all about that space control that you're seeing right here
Yes.
from Dead Spike. Could he get the combo off that counter at 2H? Might come back to bite him. RC because he didn't space the stun dipper well.
Yep, tick throw setup, wake up super. One thing unique about that super is the input is super easy. It makes it good as a reversal.
Yes, very much so. Combo off it, yes. It's the little mini dash into the 2S. Well done, good recognition to recognize, or to know that it's going to be enough to kill. Spends the meter for it.
Burst out early, trying to keep that corner control, but Dead Spike was not hearing it. Came down with the button.
Meet him in the air, full combo.
Missed the misfinder cancel.
Ooh, good timing on the burst as well. CKTP knows the matchup a little bit well. He saw that late tech from getting away from the 2H.
Man, that was a lot of damage. Plus frames.
One more time.
Plus.
But using that faultless defense, pushing him away.
Back throw. That angle was sick.
Yeah.
The camera got confused. That was dope.
Boy. It's a regular jump in. Time to set up. Yeah, and KTP finding his ways in a little bit more often. Deathspike's going to have to try to keep him on the ground a little bit more because right now...
extended combo. That's big. And he's going to get the misfinder cancel. Guaranteed Oki. Nope, no uppercut.
no.
He tried the YRC, but you can't, my friend.
He gets another chance. Not after the overhead kiss.
Burst.
Oh, guts a burst one more time. He's in the corner. This is where Kai excels. But,
Super.
oh, yeah, that's going to be it.
Temper tantrums.
So I believe they're going to have to play one more. Feels like that match, the Aikido match, was so long ago.
Yes.
It looks like it.
All right, we see a lot of people following in now. Some people are hanging out to watch some of the matches. Actually, it's kind of hard to get a full sense of how large the venue is. But if you look at the projectors way out there, bro, that's like a walk. You're walking basically like freaking half a block to get over there.
Yeah,
And this hotel is humongous, by the way. Holy crap.
We did not mention it, but this is our first year in a new venue. We were at the Clarion for a little bit now, after 3 or 4 years, 4 years, I believe. And then now this tournament has gotten so much bigger. We definitely outgrew that place last year and had to move. And good stuff to all the people who work at Frosty Faustings, dedicated group of people who knew that we needed a little bit more room and put a little bit.
This hotel's dope. And you know what I have an appreciation for? Maybe people don't have an appreciation as much as me because I'm getting old now.
Yeah.
But the rooms are omega nice. You come in the
nice.
bathroom and it has the nice glass door, shower that's huge and everything. And it's almost as nice as a Vegas bathroom.
No, it's very nice venue. I'm glad that they picked it up because it feels like we have ample room to do what we need here. We have room to grow here as well, and I feel like we can have this venue for a little bit longer. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, agreed. All right, so 1-1. Now we have Aikido versus KTP. This will be to see who goes on in the set. Or excuse me, who goes on in the winner's bracket, I should say.
Yeah. Aikido just runs under. I'll just say uses it to item toss. Maybe could have gone the combo. It's the throw. Item toss once again. Helium. I think that's off screen. No, he actually picked it up. Helium's one of the worst items that he can get because it just stays out for so long and he can't throw out another item until it's gone.
Yes. Really good zoning by him that entire first round.
Yeah, as soon as he got the corner pressure again, he really ran away with it. And that's where can't let this character set up.
KTP's trying to find ways to land solid hits, but Aikido's pretty evasive right now.
Yeah, it's very hard against a character like Faust. Just huge air normals. Has great anti-airs as well.
All right, finally we got something solid. Missed the jump dust.
Oh
Counter.
no, the 6P!
Oh, he could have gotten a bigger combo than that. Straight bowling. We have our mate here, KTP. He's still got a pretty good lead. Oh man, I don't think he knew what to do. Oh, nice fake.
No punish though. Both had the right idea, both missed the execution part of it.
A slide. Oh, okay, that was a nice pun.
There you
okay,
go,
we
going
got
my
it.
way, gets an item toss here. Meets him in the air, Kido running it back with the overhead.
Oh, actually that's gonna work.
He's gonna get time to air tag. Actually just goes straight down. And Aikido very smartly backs up to keep the space, gets the counter hit.
He tried to beat a burst.
One more time, oh my god, he's actually just doing door shenanigans.
Man, now May still has that burst because the burst fake, but landed the hits, May.
No, but that was super big for Aikido. He extended the duration of that round and got his burst back because of it.
Yes. Okay, not a full combo. Still looking good. Burst, blocked. Okay, so a small combo. Actually, it's looking really good now for May. Missed Finer. No, he went for the... I can't English right now because May's going ham.
No,
I'm sorry.
Right.
KTP, he took it.
Good stuff to him. Another SoCal team goes down on the losers.
I'm sorry, Sam.
It is what it is. It is what it is. I didn't do it. It's not my fault.
Oh man, I'm sorry, LA boys, but let's give some shouts, of course, to all our homies. So of course, we're talking about Chicago Comic and Entertainment C2E2. You can grab your badges right now at c2e22.com/ff. You can meet many great guests, including the homies at Critical Role. These guys are super popular, by the way. If you're into D&D, these guys are really well loved. You know, so check out some of the homies from Persona 5.
Anime section is going to be the next big anime tournament that people are going to go out to. Going to be in beautiful Irvine, February 14th to 16th. You can sign up now for all the 3 games that you see in front of you.
All right, check out the homies at Paradise Arcade Shop. They're showing off the magenta, silence, and precision. I love that about it, actually. You know, people always have trouble lately if you got, like, your kids at home and you got people trying to sleep late while you're practicing. You might want to check out something like the magenta from the homies over at ParadiseArcadeShop.com.
And Skullgirls Mobile now on Apple Store and Google Play. It's a different game than what you'd think. It's not like just a fighting game. It has cool mechanics, and you can download it right now for free.
All right, I love this, guys. Of course, check out ChicagoTekken.com where you can find original articles, tournament recaps, exclusive Tekken merch from them, and lots of other stuff too. You can also check out their merch page on Teespring, teespring.com/stores/ChicagoTekken. Actually, I realized this stuff because, you know, there's a good amount of Chicago homies, and they have a little bit of a different opinion than what I hear from some of the New York or ATL guys especially. So a great site. Check them out, Chicago Tekken.
And Accelerate Gaming has put out a lot of players here for this tournament. We really appreciated them helping out this tournament, being partners.
They also love 3D guys, by the way, the
yes,
Axel Boys, of course.
A good amount of 3D guys here. And if you want some of the merch that they have, fantastic merch, you can go to axlmerch.com. Use that coupon code FROSTIES for 10% off.
Oh man, arcadecandycollective.bigcartel.com. Actually, these guys are new to me, but check them out. They have collector's quality pins and keychains for you. You can also get the combo together. Oh, those Neo Geo ones actually look mad.
They look really sick, right?
Okay, you get the Felix cap, key, the Astro City. Oh, those are cool.
I want that VLX keychain. That looks sick.
Arcade Candy Collective. Make sure to check them out, guys.
New Wave Toys, you can see that Street Fighter 2 X Replicade 1:6 mini scale arcade machine. You can get one for only $99.99. Save $20 when you come in from newwavetoys.com.
You know, people really want those mini sticks a lot. Anyway, the Ready Games, make sure to check them out. You can compete in lots of their mini games for cash prizes. You can download at thereadygames.com. It's available for iOS or for Android. You can also use that code FROSTY to get access to an exclusive game with a prize pool of $300. Thank you to the Ready Games, of course. Anyway, I hope that you guys have been loving lots of the Guilty Gear action so far. It's been lots of fun for me so far. Absolutely.
It's been great so far. So we'll be right back. We just got a few quick videos, and we'll be back with more Guilty Gear. Stay tuned. Welcome back, y'all, to Frosty Faustings XII. My name is Samifish. With me, the one and only legend himself,
What's
Mr.
good,
Team
guys?
Spooky.
So, of course, we're back here and we're watching more action from the Guilty Gear 2-on-2. This is all played from Pool A1. There's actually 2 sets of pools on the Smash GG, so check them both out. But, of course, in Pools A, we have Teresa's team looking really strong, but we've also seen lots of other great ones, too, including the teams we're about to see. The Great Furman Fan Club with the Arm versus Wacky Pack Jr. With Phoebe. Anyway, I want to see what the Arm is about because, you know, this guy is known generally as one of the best players, and especially another long-term player, right?
Yes, he's always been in the Guilty Gear scene and been playing since this game came out. He's just always been a really strong anime player. It doesn't matter whether he's been playing Blaze Blue or Guilty Gear or what have you. He's really a thought-provoking sort of player. He really thinks about how to approach the game in a very detailed way. And that kind of generally comes from how commentators are. Like they're very sort of analytical with their approach. So you kind of see that from how the Arm plays as Ramlethal.
Yep. All right, so Ramlethal versus So Bad Guy.
Already got the early knockdown in the corner and side switch. This is where Ramlethal wants to be. She wants to shove the opponent in the corner where her mix-ups are deadly. But other than that, this character kind of struggles in the normal. In the neutral or in the mid-screen.
You would think because she has so many long-range tools that she's like a zoner, but it's more like she's using the long-range tools to start her rushdown and just make you block something so that she can start her offense out.
Nice. The Arm finds the opposite side of the burst. Giving him another chance. The Cephalopod really trying to stay away from him. So go reset into 5D. Or not reset, I'd say, but extend the combo into 5D. And then you get this setup right here. Extending the pressure with the super, finds the low, and that's going to be it.
Arm looking excellent in that first round. But Cephalopod, one thing that's about this matchup is that because a Soul is available, right? You know, that Volcanic Viper is just really good uppercut. It's really good to see randomly like that because so many buttons that Ram has are long range, but they don't necessarily have the best hurt box for her, right? It's really easy to poke them out or even 6P randomly and things like that. And once Soul has the knockdown, it gets a little bit easier for him.
But Arm is turning these corner situations for himself, you know.
Yeah, he's been defensively figuring it out well.
Yeah, and taking the corner over and over again. Nice reset, too. Okay, and this should be able to do it. She's one of the characters that has the easiest ability to burn through guts with that super.
All right, and Arm taking that first one. So on Great Furman Fab Club, his partner is actually Ryan Hunter from Florida area originally. Probably still in Florida. I'm actually not sure if he moved recently. But he's also another long-time player and another analytical type of guy. He likes to really break, everything down. He used to call his crew like option select, right?
Yep.
Which tells you like his mind and like the way that he likes to think, right? So I'm definitely excited to see some of what he will do. His opponent is Cephalopod, who's also, actually I know very little about Cephalopod, so I'm going to be finding out today with you guys.
Yeah, I really like how Ryan Hunter plays. One of those guys, you really see his mind through how he plays, is sort of plays kind of reactively, but he's also been playing Venom for so long.
Yeah, he's another Venom guy, by the way. I'm glad you brought that up. And he's what I like about him is I mentioned how you can have like complicated or simple play styles. We were talking about that earlier, right? What I really like about him is that it's not that he doesn't know all the complicated things that you can do with Venom, because Venom obviously is a super complicated character. But I love his ability to kind of dumb down Venom to just the basics and make that work in a high-level environment.
That's one of the things that they did really well with Venom in this version of the game, as opposed to XX. XX, you kind of had to dive into like the really deep stuff in order to figure out that character and play him at a moderate level. But in this version, they really made it so that there's like sort of a base level that can be played at tournaments, and then any sort of complications that you put onto the character afterwards are up to you.
That's like up to you if you want to take it that extra mile and have like, hey, here's my crazy setup, and here's my combo that gives me 10% extra damage compared to the standard bread and butter most guys use. It's up to you to want to take it that far with your character. But each person kind of excels in different areas, and sometimes it's good to not play outside your element. If you rather excel in the neutral and not be fancy with your combos and things like this, then that's just something you're good at. And Ryan Hunter is definitely the type of guy that excels in the neutral.
Yeah, absolutely. And you'll see that a little bit because he'll throw out a lot of balls, make it difficult for this big body to maneuver, as that is one of Bedman's strengths. He does have a different air dash. He doesn't move forward like every other character does. He can actually choose his direction while he's in the air. So just make that a little bit more difficult, this huge body that Bedman has, by constantly leaving balls out on the screen.
Not a good burst for him. Ryan Hunter was ready, and now we have this great corner pressure.
Oy.
That was a punish. Overhead. He tried to extend it, I think.
Yeah, a little bit. Unfortunately, wasn't able to, but spent the meter. Not going to matter. Still had the pressure in the corner.
Yeah, once he had the corner, it was pretty GG that round.
There, delayed the fall with the bed slam. Side switch it. This is where it needs to be.
Now it starts getting good for Bedman.
Yeah, and this is such a bad situation for Venom. His defense is so poor without meter.
And Bedman really can keep a lot of his pressure safe once he starts storing those time setups.
Yep.
I forget the official name for that move. It's like a time flip.
Deja vu.
Deja vu, yes, thank you.
6B anti-air. Wasn't able to get the knockdown though, and that means Ryan Hunter switches it up, takes the corner pressure from him. Nice anti-air. Wasn't able to get the full combo, but making it difficult for him to come down. RC, pressure up.
It's gonna be pretty good. Cephalopod having to spend a burst, no surprise.
There you go. But smartly did it the second time, because Ryan Hunter was looking for it the first time, so he dropped the combo at the very end, but wasn't enough, unfortunately. Ryan Hunter dominant in the control. This takes it 2-0 for the Great Furman fan club.
Yep. All right, so the ARM and Ryan Hunter will advance, but hopefully we'll see more of Team Wacky Pack Jr. in the losers bracket. We'll see how they do. And this was just a case where two very strong opponents there.
Yeah, I expect these two to probably make it in the top 8, depending on, they
how
play.
it plays out.
Yeah, exactly. They might run into a strong team beforehand. I'm not quite sure, honestly. But
I mean, we have Teresa's team in that pool also, and a couple other very good teams as well. So
could be. So yeah, that's going to be next up. Actually, we're going to have Team Where is Dev, which is made up of Teresa and Peppery Splash, the team we were mentioning earlier, and a pretty darn strong team. Versus, there's no such thing as Straight People, aka the Gay Blades. It's a very good name. It's a very good name. I'm impressed. This is also a pretty good team. I forgot who White Beast was partnering with, but I remember when I was saying I believe it was SQ. I don't remember.
Okay. We shall see in a moment. Man, so far, most of these matches have been great. There have been a couple of matches where, unfortunately, one team has been outmatched. Sometimes that happens. But, either way, that's still a good experience for you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Really good way to learn, of course. Anyway, first up is going to be Teresa, so they're sending out the Beast right at the start. This is the winner's quarters, by the way, of this pool.
We're almost getting there.
Bears' team is also in winner's quarters versus affluent Italian wages. We saw them earlier on the stream.
Oh, right. Gotcha. So Teresa versus White Beast. White Beast, Millia player from this part of neck of the woods. Oh no, he's playing Jam. Man, I completely blew out. I was thinking of Peppery, and I was like, man, he's playing Jam. What the hell is this? No. Teresa playing Jam, the character he's well known for.
Yeah,
actually refused to play Ixerd until Jam came out.
Jam was in the game. He was just like, I'll just keep playing the old game.
Wasn't his game.
Okay, fair enough. I guess he just really loves Jam.
Really likes this character. Versus Millia. I think the first Millia that we've seen on the screen so far, at least in this tournament. And yeah, this character.
This was a character that was really strong early on, and then they were like, okay, we need to like calm you down a little bit.
This character has never been bad. This character has never been bad. The worst she's ever been was probably the previous version of this game, and she was still like certifiably mid-tier. But I mean, this game, it's an Oki-based game, and that's an Oki-based character, so she's always going to have at least some sort of prominent part of the game, and a lot of people like playing this character.
Yep. Unfortunately, Teresa was looking really amazing that first round. Okay, early burst for White Beast.
Yeah, he tried to burst so that he could pick up the pin and wasn't able to do it. This character eats so much damage, pixie health. So just everything that Jam does hurts so much.
Extended combo, using those puffs. Super. Are we gonna get a nope?
That looks like it. Yep. Man. Yeah, Millia's a hard character to play at the highest level.
I'm sorry, White Beast.
Millia's a hard character to play at the highest level. Her neutral doesn't come from pressing buttons and you know, like sort of locking people down. Her neutral comes from movement.
Yes.
Because she has 2 air dashes, she's very, very fast. She has a good jump arc. She's difficult to pin down, so you sort of have to use your movement to outmaneuver people's normals and situation, and then
she's one of the fastest characters in the game, along with Chip, right? So that's her advantage in that angle, is that she can be quick and she can try to be all over the screen, right? But you know, it's not that Jam is necessarily that slow either, right? And you know, Teresa there, just a masterful, you know, like, haha, I'm just gonna tear you apart. I'm sorry, my friend. And that's just how it goes.
Yeah, I've never found the time to actually get in and stay in, and you know, that's all that Millia does. You don't get the chance, it's not going to happen. We've got SQ versus Peppery.
Peppery Splash was looking really amazing with Venom earlier.
Yeah, versus SQ.
He's locked in as Sin.
Their Sin play is well, they've been one of the few Sin players who have stuck with the character. But I mean, we've seen this matchup so many times. Just a Frosty alone, with all of the Kizzy versus Peppery matches that we've seen last year or so. Those guys getting top 8 over and over again.
Yeah,
so
I like this matchup. I find it particularly fun.
Yeah, it's a fun matchup, absolutely. But the patience for SQ.
Yes. All right, but finally escaping that corner. He was hoping he would fall into the cue ball.
Yeah. Nice. Check the reset pressure after the Elk Hunt. A lot of balls on the screen. This bad situation for SQ. Nice defense. They're eating so much damage in chip, though. Yeah. Comboed into the ball after the 6H. Almost a perfect for Peppery.
Okay, early slide combo. Made it the burst. Didn't get a punish though.
Once again with the 6P, one of the best anti-airs in the game. Unbelievable hitbox. Staple for Venom players to use. Oh, a little bit too far, but good reaction. That 2H was too far to launch. Just canceled it early into the knockdown.
Overhead, good block.
leap and get out of there. Double mad struggle, gets the second one to hit, set up. Ooh, stayed the same side, very cool. Oh, double ball setup. Yes, in the Dark Angel, this one's gonna be rough. Look at the chip! SQ had to spend all of their meter on the faultless defense.
Nope, Peppy Splash getting out of this corner very easily. It's still close though.
Wait, Senior Aim RC. It's gonna be close.
Not enough.
No, it's just gonna go for the setup. Look at that, just draining all of the meter. And that's one of the things that Venom gets to do better than almost any other character in the game, is those setups with the charge balls into another ball, another Stinger Aim, or maybe a Dark Angel like you saw before, forces the player to make a decision on whether they want to lose a bunch of health or they want to lose a bunch of meter in the faultless defense.
Yeah, and then even if you block, you know, there's a mechanic where based on how long you've been blocking, the next hit might cause you to take more damage.
Right.
What are
it's called risk.
Yes, exactly. So when you're blocking all that stuff, if you don't choose to instant block everything or green guard, then your risk gets built up really high. And then even though Venom typically his combo damage is typically only like average damage, right? But if he builds up your risk that way and then lands a hit, no, his damage is going to be crazy.
Yeah.
You're actually going to get hurt a lot for that. So
yeah, there's a lot of characters that sort of that base their game around that because they don't have like instant overheads or something like that. Venom has mad struggle, but it's not necessarily instant or you know,
it's like on the edge of seeable. It's like one of those ones where even on good players, you'll land it eventually if you use it right.
It's one of those things that it's a high threat just for a high threat to exist, in all honesty. But that character is more based around strike throw gameplay than it is about, you know, high-low overheads. So, you know, when you have characters like that, the grinding cranking guard is a really big part of their game plan and how to do a little bit more damage. Next up, we have GC Yoshi versus Gumi.
Nice.
Man, GC Yoshi, one of the few players that stuck with Bedman and at the highest level has shown off this character to be unbelievably deadly, even through all of the nerfs, and just a perfect character for him because he's kind of...
That's like a GC Yoshi thing. He picks like a character that not everyone else will pick, and he sticks to that character for better or for worse. And that's always I've always been a fan of him because that's partly because of his style that way.
Right. Yeah, I honestly don't know how he picks his characters, whether he goes for a character that is underplayed and then builds around that, or just finds that character
maybe that he likes or something. I don't know. It's just naturally he is always drawn to the character that's unpopular.
Yeah, which is great. I mean, and he's always so good as a player. Even his Marvel 3 days playing Chris, right, just an underrepresented character, he was just so good with him. So, I mean, it's just always this guy's deadly.
Man, really set pressure with those deja vus.
Yeah,
see, this is what's cool about the high level Bedman is when you got like the multiple deja vus, and then even if you're familiar with how he works, you still have to guess, well, which one is he going to activate first?
Yeah.
And is it going to be overhead? Is it going to be low? Am I going to run out of guard bar? And by the time you figure it all out, you're already dead.
Just got mauled that entire time.
It's so sick because it's so rare to see this character played well. Defensive throw. Oh, it's so tricky to block.
Ports in, nice. 6P gets the anti-air, the setup on the deja vu. Goes empty low once again.
He's going to get an extended combo. And he's stocked up more deja vus. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, the double deja vu.
Please. Give him a break.
Yeah,
let him
very
play.
nice splits.
Overhead. Okay, now he got to play. Another. Ooh. That was nice. Oh, man, didn't get the combo.
Yeah, a little bit too high. Yeah, the bounce on that move is based on how high you are in the air, so it might be a little bit tricky to combo in certain situations. There you go.
All right, GC Yoshi coming back from the corner pressure. Man, that was sick.
That was good. That was good. Next up, we're going to have his teammate from NorCal, Daemendo.
Oh, you know, for some reason, I figured the Bears Restoration Foundation would have
bears in it? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You know how these guys work. Like, Deb team doesn't have Deb on it. Bears team doesn't have Bears on it.
Oh, man. All right.
Yeah, Bears Restoration Foundation. It's going to have Daemendo
versus ZT. This guy was a 6 Slayer we saw earlier,
Yeah,
right?
so we're going to have actually a Slayer mirror here. And this should be pretty interesting considering that Daemendo is one of the more notable Slayer players in the United States. Gets top 8 pretty darn frequently. Doesn't go out to a tremendous amount of tournaments. He sort of picks and chooses where he goes out. But it feels like every time we see him at a tournament, we see him really, really excel. Did fantastic at Combo Breaker last year. Is always makes a prolific statement at Anime Ascension, which is coming up next. So this should be a pretty good one.
All right, so we got the default color versus...
I believe the default is Daemendo.
Okay.
Just looks like from how he's playing it, the rush down, the mentality,
It is straight rush
never
right
letting
now.
him breathe.
Overhead.
Oh, that was so cool. Just knowing this character so well, using the crosswise heal RC as a meaty that he can't get away from. That was so sick. Just an incredibly active move that's hard to backdash away from.
Okay, forward dash gets something started again for Daemendo. Man, ZT has not gotten a chance to play Guilty Gear right now.
No.
Okay.
Finally get some room. Oh, the 5H. Maybe thought it was a throw.
He probably thought a throw was coming. Agreed. Okay, 6H into mix. He did not block it again. Oh, but he gets to punish on the 2D. And Daemendo burst out. Another punish. Okay.
There you go. Finally a knockdown for ZT. Just backdash
Nice backdash
cancel.
escape. My turn.
Pick it up, crosswise heal. Gonna use this combo to take him all the way to the corner. We're backdash canceling. A little bit more tricky to use.
Oh, again.
But finds it.
Backdash cancel. 5K, no cancel.
Oof.
Oh,
Hey.
the 2D still reached.
Chase down with the slide. Bears team moving on.
So you know you're a godlike Guilty Gear character when you can slide at people like that, and then your kicks just still look perfect after his shoes just look so nice, look like freshly polished every time. Slayer.
It's always the characters with the slides too,
Yeah,
right?
it's like my kicks are always clean. All right, guys. So anyway, I hope that you guys have been enjoying all the great Guilty Gear matches that we've been having so far. We've seen a lot of great gameplay from some of the various regulars. Again, this is only the first half of the tournament, basically, because we're in the A1 pool. So there's a lot of good guys, like the New York team with Marlon Pie and Lost Soul, that we're not going to see just yet, but you will see some of those guys a little bit. And actually, this is the first time we're seeing Beautiful Dude tonight also, which is really awesome.
Right. We got Team Santa Barbara. We got Beautiful Dude and Fu versus a team we saw earlier, Straight Ball and
Man,
Seki.
there's a lot of West Coast here. Holy crap.
This is the Guilty Gear tournament, man. This is the Guilty Gear tournament. And, you know, we have one more coming up in a little bit. We have Anime Ascension.
Yes.
But
I've never been to that. I actually want to check it out sometime. I need to practice something, so I have a reason to go.
it's you know, with the increase of interest in Melty, might be a reason to go down.
Yeah, I know. I might try to practice. I always say that and I never do it. We'll see what happens, guys. Anyway, Beautiful Dude versus Seiki from Straight Ballin'. We did see Seiki and KTP also play a little bit earlier on the stream. They were looking very good. So potentially this could be a very close matchup.
Could be, very true. And Beautiful Dude, one of the few tournament playing Zatos that we have left. This guy doesn't want to play anything else. And, you know, that's just gear players in general. All of us put so much time into learning a character that it's very difficult for us to even pick up a new one when the character gets, or, you know, loses a lot through nerfs.
This is a special intro, I think.
It should be.
Anime.
Dude, this game is so sick. Oh man, they're even using similar colors too. Normally you see Julian or a Beautiful Dude. You see him in the all blue and white, but picking a slightly different character to match.
Okay. This matchup's kind of weird for both guys, right? For like Venom, it kind of sucks because you get knocked down one time and you just die, right?
Right.
But then for Zato, what's annoying is that randomly your shadow just gets hit naturally by what Venom likes to do.
Yep.
And that's annoying because when your shadow gets hit, the recovery is much worse than if you had, you know, unsummoned yourself, right? So really annoying to deal with.
It is very difficult to find any pressure in this matchup, and for that reason, a lot of people think that it's in Venom's favor in this version of the game. But like you're saying before, Venom's defense is really poor.
One knockdown with Shadow available and like everything changes.
It might be over at that moment because he doesn't build a lot of meter naturally, and he has to use a lot of it just for his pressure. So it's just going to be very difficult if he wants to get out of this situation right here. All right, so he's going to build enough for a dead angle right now or a super. See how he uses it? No! Whiffed blitz. It's not what you want. Uses the second one in order to get out of the unblockable, though. The projectile coming out first.
Okay, dead angle. Trying to force him back into the corner, but Seiki managed to escape, and now he has mid-screen control again. Nice one. That was good. Shadow pressure. He ups back to get out of the overhead.
Yeah, I thought the overhead was going to be enough damage, but not quite.
Good green guard.
Yeah, he has to spend all of his meter on that green guard.
Yep. Okay, he has a chance, kinda. This is still pretty hard. Couldn't even take a 2S.
Yeah. Backdash 2S. Nice range there, but you see the polarizing aspect of this matchup, right? Once he gets knocked down,
then it's tough because there's no random buttons and balls and angles that you can use to just eliminate the Shadow easily. That was nice, good chase down. He tried to air throw him, but ended up getting the jump H.
As long as he keeps getting the knockdown, that's really all he needs in order to make this matchup in his favor. As soon as he gives him some room to set up and go into neutral, oh man, got hit again. Eddie down for the count. You see, beautiful dude, really struggling to find an opening where he can summon and also find a hit.
Still very even. Seiki's trying to really get a footing, right?
Yeah.
So this is what I mentioned about how the matchup gets really awkward, right? It's like both guys are trying to establish what they can normally do, but they're just naturally good at disrupting each other.
Yeah. Finds a late invite to hell, though, so he gets the time to set up now. Boy, the triple overhead.
All right.
Last one's going to do it. Beautiful dude. Finds his way after struggling a lot versus Seki. But a person who found the first solid knockdown won that one.
Yes. I mean, again, that's kind of how the matchup almost should go, right?
No,
it's going to be about...
That's always how that matchup's been. Both of those characters have always had really poor defense. They've always relied on meter for their defense. And, you know...
setup heavy, too, right?
Yep, very setup heavy. So in this version of the game, it really is all about who gets the knockdown first.
All right, so now we have Fu coming up. He's on the right side of your screen up against KTP. And that first match was close, so I wouldn't be surprised if this one also ends up being quite a close match.
Yeah, this will be interesting. We have Fu, also from Santa Barbara, guy who plays with Beautiful Dude a lot because they're one of the few Guilty Gear players that are both in the same region or the same part of California.
Yep, he plays the giant Korean robot that actually is a little Korean girl.
Yes, Haehyun. Plays Haehyun, and he is one of the few Haehyun players we also have in the United States. One of the
he's like the best, I think, right?
I would say so. He's the best as well. Yes. Maybe doesn't always get as far as he would like, but always you see a player that you see in the top 16.
This is one of the things I was saying earlier, right, about with newer characters and characters that come out late, right? Like, most of the time he's referring to himself and maybe a couple other guys that are in his league as far as, you know, how it goes with Haehyun, right? So knowing that, there's just only so much knowledge for the grasp, and, you know, he has to create all his own tech if he wants to learn how to get out of certain situations and things like that. And, you know, at high level, that could be really tough. Yeah, and he actually did. He's made himself known as, you know, a guy who really uses the tuner balls very well. You see he'll blow out either a blue or a red ball that is a ball that he can control using the pushing left or right on the stick. And his ball control is absolutely phenomenal, and his setups are based around that. You see right there, the Oki wasn't able to fully combo it. But one of the cool things about this character is it actually has one of the best throws in the game. So Haehyun really, her strike throw, high-low game, once she gets the knockdown, puts the tuner ball on top of you is very scary. There you go, and you see right there how he changed up the ball, right? He let the tuner ball linger that time instead of letting pushing the character back towards him, because he knew that this character, his opponent, KTP, knows a little bit about how this matchup's supposed to work. Yes. So one thing that's nice is that because he has control of it after that, once he gets that nice throw set up and he starts setting up, he can start to approach your habits a little bit the same way that an Ito player would almost, and figure out, okay, they like to move here, or when I get close to them, maybe they press heavy because they think a throw's coming, and he can kind of customize his offense to that. And that's something that you see from Fu a lot. Absolutely.
Really like the patience that Fu is applying to this matchup, though. He's not trying to go in.
Yeah,
Make a
KTP also
mistake.
is also not really overextending right now.
Yeah.
Nice air throw. Great. Set up.
Oh,
Double
held
reject.
it too.
Oh,
Oh,
this is going to hurt a lot.
yeah, and he's going to get the setup afterwards because he gets the Senga in the corner.
Yep.
Oh, hey, the clap. Yup, saw him in the air. Get him out of here.
Right back at you. Guts kicked in there.
Bad situation to be in, though, for Haehyun. Very close to Chip on a character that just throws out buttons and normals and specials all the time.
All right, KTP evening things up. You're right. It seems like both players seem to know the matchup pretty well and have a general idea of each other's strategy. Good, no, not enough. Man, the mix-ups are multi-tiered. It's still there, yes.
See Fu really waiting for his moment, but it's KTP's not giving it to him.
Lead now.
Yeah, this is bad.
Combo. No, too far for the dust.
Here you go. Haehyun only needs one chance. The clap.
I think.
Yes.
Oh, airborne.
So got a huge amount of damage because of the Hellfire. Pick it up. That's going to be it. Beautiful. Big air normal clipping him out of the air. KTP clutching it out, and that's going to be one more game. He's going to have to play against Beautiful Dude to move on.
All right, so we're going to see Zato versus Mei. And this matchup will probably be a little bit different from the one we saw before. This one is less of like an awkward kind of matchup, and it's more like a momentum type of thing. When Mei gets like a knockdown and gets the party, then it's pretty tough for Zato. But when Zato gets his knockdown, she only has so many defensive options that actually do anything against the Shadow itself. And there's also weird stuff like we saw earlier, the Mei reversal, really good reversal, right? Well, actually pretty annoying. Zato can sometimes set things up so that her reversal will hit the Shadow instead of hitting him, and it just allows him to easily punish that continuous pressure.
Yeah, because it won't go fully into the animation if it just hits the Shadow. So yeah, it's definitely one of those things where it's gonna take some caution from Beautiful Dude to approach the offensive aspect of versus this character. But we'll see how much patience he has in the neutral, because we've already established KTP willing to lay back a little bit and throw out some dolphins and beach balls and wait for that perfect time to get in or air dash and throw a normal out. So it's gonna be interesting to see how he plays this, because I thought previously that Beautiful Dude was gonna succumb to just Venom hitting Shadow Eddie a lot, but then he clutched it out.
No, he was looking very good that game, and it was a close game as well. 1-1. Zato versus Mei. Early hit.
Yeah. Zato, also to say, has a poor numbers defense.
Yes.
So he doesn't have a ton of health either. So Mei, a character that does a crap ton of damage.
Load of damage, as you can see. That was 2 combos, my friend. That's 3 combos. He's dead.
That's it.
Golden letters. Anyway, we'll see how Zato approaches round number 2 from Beautiful Dude. Okay, that was a good anti-air.
Yeah.
Man, that was also good damage. That hurt.
Yeah, use those Noburus to control space. One more time.
He's been really good with his drill plays. Also got the stun.
Yeah, that was a couple Noburus in a row. That makes sense.
Extended combo, just trying to get as much as he can.
Yeah, and he's going to get the setup afterwards.
Golden letters back.
Return the favor. One more round.
Okay, early burst. We don't want to see it.
Yeah, but that might come back to haunt him, especially in this matchup.
I don't think that we'll be seeing that burst again in this round.
Probably not. Oh, it gets the knockdown. That's great, especially he didn't have Eddie, so just gets a little bit more time to recover it, but KTP finds the hit. Setup time.
Overhead. The damage was good. Low, he blocks. He's trying to establish, he's trying to establish those drills. He gets one.
Nice, gets the sandwich. He's gonna lose Eddie for a little bit, but trying to waste that time, gets an invite to hell. Very
right
nice.
On time.
Yep, gets that counter in. Noburyu gets the combo off.
He burst, but it didn't work.
It had to happen at that moment. He was dead either way. Really hoping Beautiful Dude runs into it, and Beautiful Dude is the one who clutches it out for his team.
That was very clutch, agreed. Man, good set between Team Summon, Pot of Greed.
That was like twice in a row. I thought that first round went into his opponent's favor, and I felt like, man, this is going to be really difficult for Beautiful
Bro, I love the perfect for perfect. He got perfected, and then like, is what's going to happen, right? And then, no, I'm going to perfect you right back. That was definitely
I always really like when games like Tekken and Guilty Gear, they're just like, perfects don't mean anything,
bro,
so it doesn't even show something different.
When you see the first round, you see someone get perfected, in your mind, like, you're like, yo, the other guy's getting bodied, right?
Yeah.
So when they perfect the other guy back, you're just like, what's happening? Like, they're just too
It's only in the games like that where it's just like people do so much damage and they have so much control over the match that like getting perfect is no big deal anymore. It's all happened to us.
Goodness, I see something in that camera, and you guys are gonna love it when you guys see it in just a moment, because it's actually a beautiful thing. Whoa! It's Teresa versus the Arm. This match is gonna be godlike.
I believe these guys played last year at this tournament, and Teresa really ran him over, if I recall correctly. It's a tough matchup for Ramlethal. This character doesn't have very good defense. I say that quite often, but that's because a lot of the when characters are sort of balanced towards the offensive side, obviously the balance to that is making them poorer on defense.
What I like about matches like this one, right, is that matches like this one, right, even if in the end it ends up not mattering to the final tournament, you guys both get their butts whipped later on down the bracket or something, right, is that this is going to teach us right now the level of two regions. You know, we have the Arm, who generally is considered one of the best USA right now. We have Teresa, generally considered one of the best of Japan. And, you know, however this plays out, if somebody gets squashed, everybody's going to say, well, you know what, Japan's looking really strong right now. But if it's a close match, you're going to say, well, guess what? You know, we're keeping things even, and people are learning the matchup better and things like this. So I love this type of matchup, because either way, it's going to teach us a lot about the current state of Guilty Gear.
Right, and Teresa's been going out to Frosty Faustings for like 3 or 4 years now.
And he's been kind of whipping everybody here. Let's be real, he's always really strong.
But he's fallen short sometimes. I believe 2 years ago. 2 years ago, he actually did not even make top 8. The year before that, the year Kizzy won, he wasn't able to make it. I think he got top 3 or something, if I recall correctly. So he hasn't. I don't think he's been able to get the big win at this tournament, at least in XGXRD. I know he's won ACR, but not XGXRD specifically.
Got you. Okay. Anyway, the first round was good for Teresa, but now we have this great corner pressure.
Oh yeah, this is perfect, especially without meter, without cards. This is going to be rough.
Setup time? Which way? Overhead. We're going to definitely get another setup before this is over.
A little bit different this time, because he's going to be very close to burst, and he has meter. Just wondering how he spends it. Baits the dead angle, though. That's big. He loses the meter. Block on the overhead.
Pokes his way out of it. He's still alive. Another poke. It works out. Meaty again. This time he blocks.
Yeah, it's a couple cards
low.
this time, too.
Okay. The Arm bursting out, but we get a low. And Teresa's looking great now. Not a lot of defensive options left for the Arm, but he gets an air throw.
A block on the overhead. Oi! Nice 6P to the Ryujin.
Round number 3,
Pick it up.
Early combo.
Oh,
he gets it. Nice. Gets the one stick.
A black beated, but we still got it. Earn the burst for it. Oh, that's big for this match. He just needs one more hit, and it's going to be really rough for Teresa.
Okay.
Meaty 2H. One more time.
Low again. Seems like the Arm is expecting an overhead there, but Teresa has been saving it for the right moment.
Keeps the pressure up with the Ryujin.
Another low.
Counter hit trade, he'll take it.
Overhead, good block. Dead angle. So close right now. That's a hit. It's not enough. Burst.
Gets one more chance. That's going to be at the throw. Good match, though.
All right. Yeah, that was clean from both guys, man. A lot of back and forth.
It's a hard matchup. It's a hard matchup because once that character starts rolling, JF just gets to, you know, do one setup after next, resetting a card, does good damage to Ramlethal because their defense isn't fantastic. It makes it really hard.
I can tell that Teresa's been coming to America way too much, because like when he first was coming here, he would be dressed like in the super typical like Japanese style. Now he's got like the fila like freaking sweats on.
Definitely
like,
getting way too comfortable. we gotta do something about that. Gotta rough him up a bit.
Bro, I saw him in the morning. We were at the buffet, like at the restaurant or whatever, and he was like, oh, we're like, his eyes were like, oh, word. He saw like the waffles and everything, and he was going ham. He was like, yes, this looks delicious. Actually, shout outs Shout outs to the waffles, by the way, here at the restaurant. Actually, the food was really good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I've been meaning I need to get some food.
Yeah, dude, you know sometimes you stay at a hotel and even they give you the free buffet, and even the free buffet is just trash. You can't like touch any of it. This was like $12 and it was good.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
All right, so we got now Ryan Hunter, of course, up to the plate.
Oh boy.
It's got to be another
This
good
is a
one.
mirror in more ways than one.
Versus Peppery Splash. So this mirror is really weird. Like, and I know mirror matches typically are strange, right?
Yes.
But this one is like you start getting confused. Is that his cue ball? Is that my cue ball? I teleported. Where did I end up? What's happening right now? And a really weird, confusing matchup. We'll see if these guys happen to navigate each other.
This neutral is so weird. It's so the way that this neutral, yeah, the charge balls are actually messed
crazy,
up.
right?
So the way that this neutral works is actually whoever gets the knockdown or whoever gets a ball set first. Once you get the ball set up first, then you have control over the neutral just slightly more than your opponent. So it's really about who can get that first hit, knockdown, even if it's just a normal like a far S into like set cancel.
Yeah,
it's a big deal here.
Pressure time.
Ooh, late tech avoids the 6B. Very smart.
All right, Ryan looking pretty good. Nice chase down.
Yeah, keeping him in block stun to land onto the cue ball.
Right back at you.
Nice, very smart. Trying to bait that burst, and Ryan Hunter held on to it at the perfect time. Carcass Raid, jump back. Nice JD to catch him jumping.
He had to block after the teleport. That threw off his setup.
Whoa,
teleport air
that
throw.
was sick. The setup. Blitz, get away from the setup.
That was his.
Slid right underneath there. That was sick. Oh my god, these throws are so sick. Both of them each other knowing
overhead.
What they're going to do.
Oh, it was a fake overhead into low, but both parts of it landed, and he had to burst, I think.
That was a really cool setup too, because he did the air dash, got the ball to keep him locked down, hit him on overhead, and then landing actually spaced the ball out so it didn't combo, and then he went low. It was kind of, I don't know if he did that on purpose, but part of playing Venom is actually just the ability to improvise on the spot.
Even they're talking about the matchup, and Ryan's probably like, hey, this thing happened, and I tried to do this, but it didn't work the way I expected.
I imagine those two talk a lot about the character. They're two of the best players at Venom in North America,
agreed.
So I imagine they both talk a lot. I imagine Peppery would want to pick, Ryan Hunter's head about matchups and stuff like that, because that guy's incredibly smart and incredibly knowledgeable about Guilty Gear as a game. So
definitely. Yeah. So we've seen a lot of great matches so far, guys, but we do have lots more. Again, this is only the A set of pools. We also have a B set of pools coming up later today, and we'll also have the top 8 tonight. So definitely stick around, because you guys are going to see lots of great Guilty Gear.
Absolutely.
Is tomorrow the singles tournament?
Tomorrow, I believe the singles tournament starts after Team is Up, which I believe was like around 7 or so.
Oh, okay,
it starts kind of late today, so we do a couple pools today, and then we finish it off tomorrow. Obviously, this is a 2-day tournament, Friday, Saturday. It's one of the reasons why a lot of people love this tournament, because they get to, come in maybe Thursday night, leave Sunday afternoon, and
there's also like a whole Sunday after party thing going on, I think.
Every year? Yep.
So, all right, next up we got Bears Restoration Foundation versus Southern Pot of Greed. It's going to be Dave Mendo versus Beautiful Dude. And this should be another very good matchup. Yep. Beautiful Dude, really good clutch so far in the team tournaments today.
We got Santa Barbara versus NorCal. I don't know exactly where they're from in NorCal, so I can't say, but SoCal versus NorCal in some respects. Out all the way here in the Midwest. Shout outs to everybody here. This is one of my favorite places to go for tournaments.
All right, Slayer versus Zato.
Oh boy, and the difference in style between these two guys is actually like night and day. You got a guy who just wants to go in all the time, and you got a guy who wants to set up and really pick his moment.
Pick a spot, set those drills. Man, good block on that power buffer. He would have been in trouble if he took that. Overhead, he burst out.
Sorry, Dandy straight into invite to hell.
just
Nice! The pickup and the double JD on top of it. Great combo.
I don't really know how it plays out now, I guess, compared to older games, but I found that in older Guilty Gears, 2S from Zato was always like a huge problem for Slayer. It was like a move that, oh, he whiffed, but I couldn't punish him in time, and oh, it beats all his moves, and sometimes it stops like his backdash cancel tricks. It's just always been super good against him.
In older version of this game, it was slightly or Eddie favored, I guess, in AC, but it was one of those things where it's frightening because just Slayer had the ability to explode your health bar at a moment's notice. It's still kind of similar. It's kind of similar in this situation. His ways of blowing you up are different though, and it's a little bit harder, I believe. But Dave's so good. Like I don't expect him to find the hit.
All right, so they're both going back and forth. Both players have shown a bit of what they can do. No!
Oh no! At least it's early on.
Yep.
Just reset to neutral afterwards. Start over again.
I don't know.
Gentlemen, I don't know. We're going to the tournament.
No, who did
Need
it?
a TO open here.
Everything? Ah, it was getting so high.
It's getting close.
Oh, there's always got to be one.
Well, hopefully we'll move away from this scourge sooner than later.
All right. So I assume that we're going to go to 1-1 in rounds is what it's looking like here. We're going to go to 1-1 in rounds, and we're going to play it out from the last round. That's what it looks like based on what the players are currently doing. If I'm incorrect,
I think.
Bad.
Did Beautiful Dude actually just pause? Oh no!
Well,
I actually don't
sad.
know. Yeah. Well, that sucks.
I thought for a moment that that was one of the other players had accidentally.
I thought too. Yeah. That's what normally happens.
Yes,
is
it's like, oh, nobody desynced because it's a team tournament, and. So we'll try to get you the final word in a moment on who the winner of that was. It seems like it was Beautiful Dude, though, that might have hit his PlayStation button.
It seems like it, yeah. Not quite sure, but we're moving on. Hopefully that doesn't...
Yeah, that kind of sucks because that was a close match, right?
Yep.
Like, in the end, it might have been a foregone conclusion. He might have been defeated anyway, right? But seeing how the rounds had gone, it would have been nice to see a third round.
And these are two of the better teams that are going to be at the tournament, right? So you want to see them play it out. Next up, we got GC Yoshi versus Fu. This is going to be Bedman versus Haehyun. Honestly, no idea how this matchup works. These characters don't get played out all that often, either of them.
And Kun came in like halfway into the game also versus Bedman was early on.
And so, you know, I imagine that these two know how this matchup plays out, but I don't personally. There's not a lot of information on this one.
Yep.
And
so this match, so where is Dev versus Great Fernman team? That match is going to decide top 8. This match that we're looking at, the Bears Restoration versus ISO and Pot of Greed, that's also for top 8 winner side. Losers bracket, let's see. We haven't seen this one. Raptors NBA is still in. You cannot. We haven't seen any of these teams play yet. Okay, actually, we have a lot of good guys in the losers bracket. Hopefully, we'll get to see some of them soon. All right. Game number 2 of the set.
Yeah, what's one of the great things about, you know, going to a Guilty Gear tournament like this, you get to see 2 character specialists, people that play unorthodox, underrepresented characters duke it out against each other.
Yeah, we'll get to see a matchup that's really an unusual matchup.
Yeah. I imagine this is difficult for Haehyun, just the ability to deja vu projectile. Haehyun, who's a huge body, might be difficult for her. And these mix-ups also in general, so difficult for a big body. A move like JD just ends up being so much better when you're a big body, even crouching.
Golden letters. Anyway, so far, as you said, that did definitely look pretty tough for Kun, but let's see what happens if Fu can get a nice knockdown, get some of his game going.
Nice, finds the counter hit, goes for the teleport version of the move.
There we go, that's a start. Again. All right, we're gonna get an, oh, I think he tried to turn that into a loop.
Yeah, it's hard because you, for this character Haehyun, you have to know exactly where you are on the screen.
It's spacing dependent.
Because of it bounces off the wall. But the hit stun is not dependent on how far you go. It's just timing based. So you have to adjust your combos accordingly. Oh, he's really trying to avoid that tuner ball. Stay down in the air as long as possible.
Okay, good block. Oh, wow, he's flying. He said, you know what, you think you can fly? Look at me. Now he's going to get it. Set up. That's a full combo.
Woo!
Oh, so it was Mendo who paused in the previous match. Okay, so beautiful dude.
Yeah, the score is correct. So
Gotcha.
Fu's team is up.
1.
Yeah.
And now it's even in rounds. Let's see what GCOshi can do here, man. This is unfortunate because now we have 2 kind of unique characters and they have to like take each other out.
Yeah. But all tied up now. Bad burst for the side. Oh,
that was sick.
It was so sick.
Oh, and we get the follow-up, of course.
That's what I was saying.
Setup.
It's some of the best ball control I've ever seen out of this character. Nice. Try to chase him out of the air with that 2H. Super ball. Oh no.
Chasing down. Oh wow. That was slippery. How did he do that?
I don't know. But he took the corner. This is not good.
Inception.
We're looking for that burst.
Guts helped out a little bit there. Actually, GCOshi has some meter. Might be able to make use of it here. He's trying.
There you go.
If he can land this Hellfire, it'll make a big difference. Really good block.
Not trying to give him any room.
Burst.
There it is. Earned the burst because he had to do it in that situation. And Fu gonna take it for his team. And I believe you said that's top 8 for them.
Yeah, they do indeed make it to top 8, so props to them. Man, that was really sick so far.
That was such a sick combo. Please clip that for me. I want to see it again.
He waited until he waited to make sure he was gonna fall into the ball. Once he knew he was gonna combo, he already had the super ready to go. Started up. That was definitely tight. And that's like the situational awareness that you were talking about. That's really important.
That you need to after playing the character, but. You know, thank you guys to everybody who made Frosty Faustings happen, including our System Works 2.0 for Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle is available now.
Game. Mess up once and you die.
Man, they made Marvel more problematic. That's what that game is.
Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. I really love this game. Q1 2020. Look forward to it very soon, guys. Not only does it have a great versus mode, it looks beautiful and exceptional. It's also going to have a really amazing RPG mode. We complain all the time about single-player content in fighting games. This one is going to be out of this world.
Looking forward to it.
Naptown Clutch 2020. This one will also be awesome. April 24th to the 25th in Indianapolis. Only $30 venue, man. You know, these days, these tournaments are getting expensive. $30 venue, that's cheap. You need to check that out right now. Smash.gg/Naptown-Clutch-2020. You can see the numerous games available for you to play this year.
Yeah, Super TSB, March 6th and 7th. We're talking about some of the New York cats that are here for this tournament. You know, they always hold it down in New York. Super TSB, March 6th and 7th. It's going to be an awesome tournament.
It's going to be dope. They'll also have Grand Blue Fantasy Versus.
Yes, they will. In second City Smash, you see there's 3 qualifying events in 2020 on May 9th, August 29th, October 31st. There's going to be a huge pop bonus for all of them. You want to see what that all is all about. So registration opens up on February 10th,
There's not enough exhibition stuff like this for you Smash monsters, so you guys should definitely try this out.
No, it's great. I always look forward to these. So Smash Ultimate coming up soon. And also, Ready Games, talking about before you can be in mini games to win cash prizes downloaded on the app stores at Apple Store or the Google Play Store. Use that code Frosty.
Yep. Anyway, check them out. You can get those FGC meetups every Friday. They're starting on Feb 7th. It's proposed by the homies at Low Kick, Team Low Kick. Shout out to them.
Yeah, and Accelerate, you want some of that awesome Axel merch, Accelerate merch, you can go axlmerch.com, use that code Frosty for 10% off. Keep yourself warm with those awesome jackets.
Yeah, shouts to them. Okay, so we have Game Changers Arcade. These guys make lots of prefab arcade cabinet style setups for you with the sticks built into them, so you can have them built into the spec that you want for the games that you want to have on your setup, and then make sure to check them out. Anyway, so I think that's it for this current block, although you may see some of the end of that pool coming up very soon. But you guys are going to see lots of matches from B1 shortly, so you're going to see a lot of places you haven't gotten to see yet. So please stick around, don't go away too far, and I believe that we'll see you guys on the flip side. By the way, Sammy, appreciate you, man. It's been lots of fun, man. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. And I think that's it. Are we out of here? All right, I'll see you guys all shortly. Thanks, everybody.